As the darkness fell on Sleepy Hollow, and the kind celebrated Halloween, they would not be prepared for what lay ahead, because as they and the town's kindred would soon find out, legends never die.
Good evening, and welcome to our last session of Legends Never Die, a Sleepy Hollow Vampire the Masquerade story, written and developed by Zachary Naldrit. We last left our coterie in quite a frightful situation, but before we get to that, let me tell you how we got to that point. Our small coterie traveled to Phillipsburg Manor, a beautiful centuries-old colonial-style home, and met the Tremere, Jeffrey C. Gent, and spent their night in a supposedly haunted manor, searching for clues. Along the way, they found a small cabinet with suspicious artifacts from the local museum called Kikwet. They follow the trail to this museum, finding it closed and under patrol by 2 guards. Maxwell charmed his way in, and speaking with the guards, he discovers a couple secrets along the way. An alarm then triggers, leading the coterie to the basement where Zero deactivates the alarms and finds where the thief, or thieves, escaped. Using his technology, he sees that Jeffrey arrived and left not long before they arrived, and taking care of the guards' minds, and with Zero's generous help in updating the guards' poor excuse of a security system, they decide to make their way to the graveyard, where they could see the grave dirt was being reappropriated. And once more, the sounds of the nightlife, the insects, the crickets, all go silent, the nightlife in town grew utterly silent. Only the scent of dirt and sulfur was their company. Then those eerie horse steps. It is now midnight, and you must press on. This game is intended for individuals who are of legal age to view and interact with mature content, which contains explicit content, including but not limited to violence, strong language, occult themes, and other mature themes. Please exercise discretion, as this game is not suitable for minors, and parental guidance is strongly advised. If you find any of the game's content offensive or uncomfortable, please feel free to excuse yourself for a break and come back after having a nice meal, warm drink, and a good decompression. The players have informed me, as well as each other, of their limits and boundaries, and we have agreed upon a means to protect those limits and boundaries. And with that, let us introduce you to our players.
Hey y'all, I'm Mike, also known as Fairly Hangar. I'll be playing Maxwell Silver, the country button. Well, that's zero. I'll be playing Maxwell Silver, the Tremere.
Hi, I'm Sir Cuttlefish. I will be playing the country Nosferatu Zero this evening.
Well, gosh darn it.
Gosh darn.
And I am Taylor, and I will be your storyteller this evening. And with that, in the small village of Sleepy Hollow, nestled between dense woods, an eerie scream shattered the tranquility of the night. You, a group of kindred, either from the small town or sent here to investigate a strange disappearance, followed the haunting sounds. As you ventured from the town, across the covered bridge and into the cemetery, your phone's lights flickering in the shadows, you stumble into an opening through the graves. To your shock and horror, your cold blood completely stilling in your veins, you witness a figure with a pumpkin in place of a head, riding a horse, menacingly pursuing a terrified woman. When she comes into the light of the moon, you see it is none other than Prince Sinclair that is being pursued.
Well, dang it! Maxwell, stop pushing me!
The moment he sees Sinclair being chased, he is going to run out from behind Zero. And he's gonna, for like a split second, he's gonna stare at the thing chasing her. Does he know what it is? Does he know what it is?
You may roll your intelligence in the occults.
Okay. Dearie dear. Oh no.
And as you get a bit closer, you see the horseman dressed similarly to a Hessian soldier. His coat is a midnight blue with a blood-red collar, cuffs, and lapel. His boots are semi-pointed to make getting into and out of the stirrups easier. If he still had a head, the horseman would likely stand over 7 feet tall. Unholy energy radiates for him. And when on the holy ground, you see plants wither and die where he walks. What did you roll?
4 successes.
You can't quite pinpoint exactly what he is, but you know he was made from a ritual, a very specific ritual.
I know he was made from a specific ritual.
Mm-hmm. It looks similar to the very ritual you were looking at in the books.
Zero, get to the prince. And Max is gonna go into his jacket and take out his cookery knife. And he's gonna do something really, really stupid. and he's going to use Theft of Vitae on the man on the horse.
Ah. While he's doing that, I'm gonna use, I suppose, I will use Prowess and try to make my way to the prince and grab them.
And as you do, Zero, you're making your way quickly over to her. She looks up at you, nearly breathless. She pleads for your help.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I have no idea!
She moves
Sorry, Your Highness, this is gonna be gross. He's gonna put her in the poncho.
put her in the poncho.
Put her in the poncho. Try to wrap her legs up around me again.
Just as you're doing that, Maxwell, you are trying to use Theft of Vitae on this
Yeah.
entity. The horseman rears back. You see him beginning to lift that pumpkin off of his shoulders and erupt in this fiery blaze. Its aiming for Zero and Sinclair. What do you get on your roll?
I got 6 with a messy successy.
Ooh. You managed to connect. Reaching out with your kukri. Tell me, how do you perform Theft of Vitae?
So, as he holds out his kukri arm, he brings out another one and rips a long slice across his own hand. And using sheer will, he is trying to bring the vitae from the body of this creature into his own palm.
Just as he begins to toss that inferno jack towards your coterie, your prince, your ritual connects. And you're expecting vitae to flow from him into your veins. But it doesn't. Not quite what you expect, anyway. It is not vitae. It is that same oranges red aura, now turning into this baleful green flame. He falters, dropping that inferno pumpkin down his side. And you see the ground beginning to erupt into this balefire. Those flames hit your veins, and it's almost not the heat you're expecting of a fire. It is ice. It is cold. It almost stings as it hits your vein, the very depths of your veins. Begins to slowly work up. But as you don't take too long to dwell on it, the horse cries out, nearly bucking the horseman off. He quickly turns, stilling his horse. You watch as this spectral figure fades into the mist, his thunderous hoofbeats echoing through the night.
So the fire has gone inside my hand
Correct?
and is burning right now.
It's almost icy, but it's not fire as you would think fire would act to you.
In his mind, there's something wrong with that, so he is going to do something probably very stupid. And thinking about survival first, he is going to take his kukri and cut his hand off.
Give me your strength and melee.
I'm rising for that. Okay, good. That is 3 successes.
It's a little rough at first. You slice down, cut off your hand. There's a moment of resistance, but you manage to push through the very end. You remove that hand, that limb from your body. It hits the ground, and you see that green flame beginning to consume that hand. I'm going to have you roll your intelligence in occult one more time. You will add 2.
Rolling with one hand is very difficult, just so you all know.
I feel like Zero at this point's getting up, looking at Sinclair, looking at the poncho. Oh, y'all don't want to look over there, Miss Claire. That is not a sign for a lady.
Okay, and so 10 altogether.
Zero? I'm going to have you roll your... How tightly are you holding on to Sinclair?
Pretty tightly. I feel bad for her because she's in there with the ribs and everything.
Have you do...
It's not pretty under the poncho.
Give me your strength and brawl.
I have 6 successes and a beast.
We'll come back to you in just a moment. Maxwell,
I have
you watch
7.
your hand being consumed by that flame. And you slowly begin to piece together what this might be. You only heard of it in old books from centuries gone by. You didn't think that it still could possibly be used to this day. There's almost nothing about it, with the exception of stories you would find in old Bibles and old books on dangerous black magic. This green flame was infernal taint.
He's gonna begin to make his way towards Zero and the Prince.
You see,
Just holding his arm like.
you come up and you see Zero suddenly gripping tightly onto Sinclair. There's a moment where you see that she was trying to run away. You hold on, Zero. You hold on tightly, almost too tightly.
Yeah.
And you feel something in her crack a little bit.
Oh, sorry, man.
Zero, I think you can let her go now.
Sorry. Let her out from the poncho.
She runs. She books it. Not towards town. Not towards town. You see her rushing almost to where the horseman went.
Yeah.
She veers off to the left. Maxwell, you know that's where the mausoleum is.
He takes off after her. Stop running! Ow.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that, man.
Zero, what the fuck did you do? What is in there?
You don't want to know.
puts his kukri back in his jacket and begins to run, just holding his arm. Was that what I think it was?
What?
The fucking headless horseman.
I thought it was a costume at first, but then I think I saw a flame out the corner of my eye, so maybe? Was that thing real?
Oh, it was most certainly real, Zero. Ye motherfucking ha, it was fucking real.
Cattywampus.
Catty motherfucking wampus, not my motherfucking stay. It was real.
You know,
I am not
gonna run
remaining
after
calm right now.
I
Oh, yeah.
can
You see where his hand was. It's now lopped off. Vitae,
Oh.
have you stopped rousing your blood entirely this evening?
I stopped rousing it to the arm the moment he cut it off. Like, I stopped
You'll
the
still
circulation to there.
You'll still take one aggravated. Just one.
Yeah.
But you managed to stop any further damage to you by stopping your blood from rousing.
Yep.
Go ahead and make your rouse check, Zero.
It's fine. It'll grow back.
Yes,
I passed.
you're right. It will grow back. However, it is a pain in the ass right now. And he's saying this as he's continuing to run after the prince, because if the prince is in shit, he can't have that.
Yeah, I'm walking, sauntering after him, also not caring that I'm now visible.
You walk by and you see the remnants of that fire, Zero. Everywhere that horse stepped is withered and dead. Gives off that same unholy energy, that almost just deathly energy. Slowly begins to click to you. That's why the animals were running from those areas.
Yeah, that is very odd. I couldn't even talk to that horse, I bet, if I wanted to.
Why would you want to talk to the horse?
Well, to figure out what's going on. I mean, it's not often you get to talk to an animal like that, right?
I feel you don't grasp the situation, Zero. Someone and or something has summoned a dead man back to life with infernal powers.
I'm not exactly versed in the cult like you, but I'm pretty sure you can let me all know about it on our way there.
It would take a lifetime, and even I don't understand it fully. However, bad juju, we all die.
I understand that.
Catty Wampus.
Cattywampus.
He's continuing to run in the direction of the prince, and you can tell Zero that his attitude has sort of changed. He's very aggravated right now.
He's gonna run right after him, kind of being silent, like, man, that sucks you lost an arm.
Up on Sinclair's footprints. You recognize those shoes. You know her very well, Maxwell. Those heel-pointed shoes, very fancy shoes, leading right up to the entrance of that mausoleum, which has signs of the door being pried open. Do you continue inside?
Zero, do you want to go first?
I don't like how you keep pushing me into danger first.
He will shove his stump in his face. And yet, I'm the one without the limb.
I'm not gonna say that's your fault, but alright, he opens the door
He just
and goes
watches.
in first.
Smart. I fell
The
behind him.
interior of the mausoleum features a series of sealed chambers and crypts arranged in the walls. Chambers that houses caskets and urns containing the remains of deceased individuals. The design seems simple until you notice it becoming more elaborate with ornate architectural details further back into this crypt. The atmosphere should be solemn and respectful, providing a space for contemplation and remembrance. But here, the air is thick, tasting of sulfur, of stale vitae, and it's heavy. Inside, you find your Prince Heron, Prince Sinclair, appearing to be frantically searching for something. She's kind of sort of respectfully moving things around, forcing things off shelves, just patting down walls. She's desperate.
My prince, what is going on?
Oh, there's something here. I know there's something here. It's here. I know it is here.
He is gonna walk around Zero and walk up to her and grab her by the shoulder and turn her around to face him. Respectfully.
Oh, she looks angry at you.
He looks angry back at her. What?
You dare touch me?
I do dare touch you, considering we just saved your life. Tell me what is going on.
I know. There is a cavern underneath this mausoleum. We need to find it now.
Zero,
Yes.
can you punch the ground and see if there's a hollow?
Well, I very much can do that.
Max.
But why exactly are we looking for this cavern?
Zero does have a good point.
There is someone down there that summoned that thing.
And that thing is what I think that thing is, correct?
That's
Yes.
really that
The headless horseman of Sleepy Hollow.
yeah, really all right. I'll punch down the hole of the
It's the last time I watched that fucking movie.
It was too cheesy anyway.
Where y'all want me to punch?
Wherever you feel like it, Zero. And Max just stands back against the wall.
How do you punch the ground?
I
Are you-
am
Blood? Are you just throwing
I
yourself?
have prowess. I already roused my blood for prowess for more strength.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your strength and brawl.
Alright. Where you want me to hit? I got 7.
Somewhere along the wall.
Alright. He's gonna wherever she showed him, he's gonna take his aim and hitting the wall.
The wall cracks. You see it begin to almost shatter a little bit. You're expecting this grand old collapse of mortar, of concrete, of stone, but it's just almost spider webs. You feel it right against your hand, your bones. This wall is... It is thick. It is definitely trying to protect something. You know that this crypt shouldn't be as far back. Like, the depths of this wall shouldn't be this deep.
After seeing that, Max is going to use Sense the Unseen and check if it has any wards around the walls or on under the tables and whatnot.
You do see something. It's a small, small trail of blood sorcery. Thick, red, almost wiring from where Zero punched, following behind one of the pillars.
He'll
Usually something like that breaks, but
yeah
that's
he'll.
weird.
I know Zero. But 1 second, and he's gonna follow the little trail to behind the pillar.
You follow it, and it slowly webs its way up until you see it land on a tile. The tile at once part of this almost mosaic piece, long, discolored, probably once beautiful, now faded and gray with age.
He'll go to push it and stop.
The
Zero,
mausoleum.
come here, please.
Yeah.
Come here.
All right. Excuse me, ma'am.
Can you
Yeah.
press that tile that I just can't reach?
Press it.
Yes, press it.
All right. I'm gonna press it.
Press it. And you hear the mausoleum door closing behind you guys. There is a crude click and the sound of rusty gears grinding near the back wall where you punched. You apply more pressure to that button, and it causes the door to swing wide open, revealing a stone stairwell leading far below this tomb.
You did it, Zero.
I mean, I couldn't have done it without you. How'd you know that, by the way?
Sometimes the most obvious things are in plain sight. And sometimes they're not, which is why you have Auspex.
All right, I'm gonna activate Eyes of the Beast.
He
I
just
can see in the dark.
he just smiles at that like, you know. My prince, it's perhaps best you stay up here, or would you like to stay behind us?
I am going ahead.
Behind us.
This is my
ma'am,
town.
right, but we don't want nothing bad to happen to you because you kind of are the prince, right?
And I
I'll go
understand.
first.
And it is my duty to protect this town.
That is your sheriff.
But then what happens is, yeah.
Perhaps you should call the sheriff and have them come.
You see her hold out her hand to you, Max.
He hands out his stub.
That does not look like a phone.
Oh, I thought we were holding hands and going downstairs. I don't have a phone.
Wait, I got one, don't worry. He pulls out a really gross phone.
Slide that shit.
There you go. There you go.
She rolls her eyes and begins typing in a number, putting it on speaker so she doesn't have to put it right against her ear. You hear her beginning to speak. The mausoleum. Now. You hear a soft, understood. Both lines click, and she almost drops it in your hands.
Thank you, ma'am. Back in it goes.
Now, my prince, you should wait here until backup arrives. Me and Zero will go ahead.
Yeah, we don't want nothing bad to happen to y'all.
I
You're
have been
important.
for years to stay behind, to wait. None of my business. To move on. I've heard it enough from my sire. I've heard it enough in New York. I am going.
Well, we will follow your lead then.
She heads down. You two follow closely behind her.
Do not let anything happen to her, Zero.
Alright, I'm on it. I'm on it. I would like to be paying attention for anything when we go down here.
You said you activated Eyes of the Beast.
I did. So I can see.
You see Zero's eyes glow this crimson red. He begins making his way down. Beneath the mausoleum lies the dimly lit cave that Sinclair mentioned, adamantly told you. Its walls adorned with these eerie, as the kin would describe, almost cultist symbols that seem to pulsate with an otherworldly glow. Ancient artifacts that you believe relate to the town's original foundation, are scattered throughout, revealing a hidden realm where remnants of old, possibly forbidden rituals once unfolded here. You look around, and your eyes slowly fall onto a body lying in the middle of the room.
There's a body right there.
It's the body of a man, thin and lanky, just slightly shorter than average. Face is clean shaven, with almost a hint of acne. His hair brown and curly. His clothing is blood-stained. His shirt, once a light button-up blue, just stained. And you follow blood up to his chest where there's a stake through his heart. Around him there is a circle of vitae with 5 candles spaced along the edges.
I'm gonna get on all fours and kind of scurry on over there. I'm not gonna go past it. Then I'm gonna look at this man. Is he the herald?
Maxwell, from everything you have heard and briefly seen, this is Derek.
That's the man we're looking for. I would say mission complete, Your Highness, but it's a bit early for that.
You glance over, expecting her to retort in some pompous attitude, some air of superiority, but you see her eyes are locked in this corner. You follow that gaze and you see that there is a drained or possibly nearly drained mortal just crumpled in that dark corner. Next to the corner is another man, furiously reading through this book.
Do I recognize this man?
You do. You recognize it is the back of Jeffrey. He has not taken any notice of you. His fingers just flipping through pages. You see his head slowly following the lines and words. He's mumbling under his breath in just this trance-like focus.
Looking around the room, do I recognize any of the symbols?
They look like the ones that were in the previous journals you've collected. Slowly, you're beginning to piece together. And do you still have your all-specs on?
Yep.
You still see those green flames on the symbols, on little bits and pieces around. And slowly, you see it come full circle to Jeffrey, his aura coated in that baleful green flame.
Do I by chance need to make a rage frenzy check?
How good is Maxwell's relationship with Jeffrey?
He hates this man's guts.
Go ahead and make that rage check.
Okay.
What are you doing during this time, Zero?
I have not noticed any of that. I am just eyeballing this whole situation. Maybe pull out a picture and snap the picture of the dead body. Like we found it, just in case they're like, "Oh, you didn't do your job." I don't think he's noticed any of that. He's more focused on the candles and stuff. He didn't follow Sinclair's eyes.
5 successes.
You manage to resist allowing your blood to boil, your rage to come through. But it is by a hair. He slowly stands up and he begins to pace, still mumbling under his breath.
Okay. He's going to begin to walk up to this man, but as he's doing so, he's going to activate Blood of Potency. Where's check for that? You fucking coward, Jeffrey. I always knew it. I always knew you were a piece of fucking shit. But to go to this level of idiocy, of degradation, demons, infernalism, you fucking coward.
Max, welcome. Come. You should see all of this. Look. And he shows you the book.
Maxwell doesn't look as he's walking toward. He doesn't look at the book. He keeps his eyes firmly on.
You look so angry. Why are you so angry? This knowledge.
There is knowledge, and then there is knowledge. He is, now that he has the blood of potency, I'm going to rise my blood to strength and pass that as well. Okay. There is not enough knowledge in the world for me to read that book. What you have done, what you're willing to do,
What I'm willing to do? I'm willing to do everything.
And that's the point.
She doesn't deserve her seat. That caitiff, that bloodless, that clanless. You think she deserves all of this?
And you think you do?
Yes.
Is this also the first that Maxwell is hearing that the prince is a caitiff?
Yeah, look over at the prince like, that's you? He's talking about you?
Oh, you see her face. If it could, it would have gone paler than death itself.
That's making a lot of sense now.
Is this the first time you are hearing of this?
It is. I care not what clan or generation the prince of my city is. She is still my prince, and you are nothing. You're not a Tremere. You're not even a fucking Salubri. You are a worm on my boot because you fell.
At least a Salubri would have its uses unlike you.
He's gonna let out a loud whistle and call out all of his rats from out. All 5 of the turtles. And Splinter. Just in case.
Oh, they all fall and crawl out of your chest. Any open orifice, any wound, any gape, any crack. They plummet right before you.
He's reaching into his jacket and taking the cooker out with his good hand, which is thankfully still his right hand. And with the other, he's with the stub, he is going to point it at Jeffrey. You are nothing. You will remain nothing. And when your ash falls upon this ground, no one will remember your name. And he's going to use Extinguish Vitae on him.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell my rats to make sure to keep an eye on the prince so nothing bad happens to them. And I'm gonna back up Maxwell. Or at least make sure that this guy doesn't have a way out.
They go to her side. Out of the corner, you see her beginning to lightly circle, looking at this ritual space where Derek is nestled in the center of it.
9 successes.
And what did you get, Max? How much?
9 successes, critical.
Oh, you easily. You easily succeed. You see it on his face. That sudden twinge. And he rolls his shoulders, trying to ride it out. You intend to fight me?
No. I intend to destroy you. Do I have permission, my prince?
You hear her stop. You hear her heels on that stone floor stopping. You do not have my permission. I am ordering you. Destroy him.
And he is going to try and strike at this man with the cookery.
Well, I'd join, but I feel like that's not really fair. So, I might do something stupid while he's wizard fighting.
And what do you do?
I want to pull out that stake.
You're gonna pull out that stake?
Yeah. I don't know if there's any magic there, but I'm gonna pull.
For you, Zero, give me that strength in melee. For you, Max, you rush him. You rush him with that cookery. You still have your eyes on. Those green flames begin to surround him. And as you go to slice down with your kukri, you see that something seems to stop. You're thrust. You're struggling, pushing the blade down. He gives you this smirk.
He'll pull the blade away from whatever it is and back off a few steps. What foul magic is this, Jeffrey?
Figured you would have. He gestures your hand. You would have figured it out.
There are many different types of infernalism.
If you are not willing to join me, I don't think there's any reason for me to explain everything. I'll make a deal, though. If you beat me, all of this will be yours. He circles around, gesturing all of the books. The books tinted in green flames, black auras.
And if I don't beat you?
He points to Derek. I got a couple of days out of him. You'll just become my next fodder. The horseman will ride on. I will get everything I've always wanted.
The horseman. So he is a summoning of yours as well.
Yes, he is.
Did you by chance take his head?
No.
Then how?
No. You don't need that. He already lost his head long ago. You don't need that.
Then how did you bring him back from the dead?
He pulls another book out from his coat, and he lightly taps it with his fingers. Just have to wait and see, won't you?
Then lower whatever this is and we'll fight as we should. Tremere to Tremere, not infernalist to superior mage.
Go ahead. Are you being manipulative or persuasive?
I'd say manipulative.
Go ahead and give me your manipulation and persuasion.
Ooh. 4 on the money.
4 on the money.
4 dice, 4 successes.
You see him softly nodding. And 0. You do. What did you get on your roll?
5.
How much?
5.
5. You hold that stake out. You're almost expecting, with everything going on, fire and brimstone just to emerge from that gaping wound, but it is still, it is quiet. He hardly makes a sound.
He takes the stake and puts it somewhere under the poncho. And then he leans down to check on him. Y'all alright?
You can tell that he still has some unlife left to him.
Unlap. There you go. Breathe. Unbreathe. Deep breaths. Yep. Mm-hmm. You know who you are, where you're at.
Who are you? Where am I?
Zero. I was charged with looking for you. Right over there's your Prince Sinclair, and right over there's some weird cattywampus magic thing going on. Don't really know. Haven't been really paying attention, seeing a lot of flame and stuff over there. Trying my best to stay away from all that, but we should probably get y'all out of here. At least you.
Yeah, we
Uh,
need
uh,
to...
uh, uh. He's gonna help him up.
Jeffrey, he'll allow you to help. And even
Yeah,
Sinclair.
already know. Tremere fuckery, cattywampus makes a lot of sense. Fling him over his shoulder.
Sinclair urges you towards the stairwell. Go, hurry.
What, you want to come with? You want to come with me? I don't want to leave old Maxwell down here alone.
Do you really want to get involved in the middle of blood sorcery, magic?
No, but I don't want to leave him alone. Kind of like him.
I don't understand. Fine. Hurry up.
I'll carry him up, and then I'll try to run my butt back down as fast as I can in case Maxwell needs me. I feel like he's hopping back and forth just upstairs.
Maxwell, I am going to need you to roll your resolve and fortitude.
2 successes.
You manage. Your blood begins to heat up. It's almost anguishing, this fire burning inside of you. You quickly raise your own will, your own fortitude. You bury it down. Jeffrey almost seems surprised. You got a little more kick in you than I thought.
You wouldn't believe, and he is going to use Blood Cauldron back.
He clutches onto his chest. He takes a step back. Kneeling down.
6.
It is then you see him slowly falling to one knee, clutching tightly onto his chest. And how fast are you, Zero?
Oh, I'm going as fast as I can. I'm gonna nip him off, drop him. Hopefully the sheriff is coming in soon. I'm gonna be like, alright, I'll be right back. Wait right here. And then run downstairs.
You run.
Grab out to like a rock or something on my way back down. Pretty hefty rock.
You see him. You come in to see Jeffrey on his knee. That point, trying to recontain himself. And he looks up at you, Max, and then he looks over to Zero.
Who's almost like tripping. He's like, whoa.
I am going to need you to also roll your resolve and fortitude.
Just 2 successes. Doso.
You feel your blood almost turning to fire. Pain This agonizing pain courses through your entire body. It's enough to bring you to your own knees.
I'll fall to my knees.
And Derek looks back at... Not Derek. Gregory looks back at you. Max. We don't need any more interruptions, do we?
No, we don't. Is he still on his knees?
Yeah.
Still on one of his knees, yes.
Max is gonna slowly, like, why is he still being cauldroned from the inside? He's gonna try and walk up and take the head from this man's shoulders.
Give me that strength and brawl. And do you have any specialties?
Let me see. I have no specialties in strength and or brawl.
Okay.
May as well, buddy. This is kind of hurting.
Because I am a career. One success.
How many?
One.
One. You try to go in, you wrap your hands around his head to just rip it from his shoulders.
Well, a hand.
Your hand. He grips your wrist, slowly stands up with you, clutching tighter and tighter. You begin to hear a commotion upstairs. He looks up. He looks back at you. He hastily looks around the room. He is going to try and pull away from you. How strong is your grip?
I have one strength.
Your one strength.
Well, I have 4 because aroused, so. It's pretty strong.
You are still holding tightly on to him. He knows that you aren't going to let go. So he forces you to walk with him, moving over to those candles. His free hands slapping all the lit candles to the ground. And you begin to see them, those pages, those infernal pages burning, the green flames coming from them and beginning to carry out slowly through the rest of the room.
Can
Zero.
I take that? Yeah, I'm here.
What are you doing?
I feel like after being there from my knee, I'm gonna stand up and look at this. Look at him, see if he needs any help. I'm gonna take that rock, spit on it, and then whip it at this man's leg.
Your dexterity, your melee.
It's fine. That's 5.
You aim for his leg.
I'm aiming for a leg.
It hits, it connects. You see
Oh!
his knee begin to buckle. Max, you feel the weight of his knee buckling under him.
The moment.
You've managed to hold on.
Yeah, and the moment that Max feels a difference in the weight, he's pulling him closer and he's biting into his throat.
You're biting. Are you taking in his vitae?
Yes.
You intend to Diablerize him?
Just drink him till he's in torpor at least.
I will need your strength and brawl again.
Mm-hmm.
It is at this point that commotion begins to carry its way down those stone steps. Zero, what are you doing?
Well, I'm watching this unfold. What's Sinclair doing?
You hear her coming up behind you.
I'm gonna step in front of the door and be like, ma'am, hey, ma'am, how's it going?
What are you doing? Move!
So, question, real quick. When you said destroy, what exactly did you mean by destroy?
Destroy! What other definition of destroy is there?
Like gone as in like someone gone, like gone, like gone like this or gone like that. Like there's two differences of gone. Do you want the ashes? Do you want nothing? Do you want torpor? What exactly you want? I'm trying to distract her while he's doing that just in case.
Oh, good. Zero, how good is your mental fortitude?
My mental fortitude, what would that be on here?
It would be do you have unswayable mind or
Mm-mm. Nope. I am built for the strong.
Oh my. Oh my. Pull this up real quick. Give me one moment.
This went from bad to worse, people.
Bad to worse.
From bad to diablerie. On a scale of 1 to 10. On a scale of 1 to 10. Oops.
To me, that diablerized somebody this time. I would like to point that out.
I'm not diablerizing anybody. Not yet.
She utters a single word to you, Zero. Move.
Anything you need, ma'am? And he'll step off to the side.
By
He's
this
like,
point, you are feeling this man's body grow heavier and heavier, Max. And not for lack of trying, he's still actively trying to push you off. He's trying to use anything and everything within his ability. But it's almost as if his voice is stuck in his throat, letting out a silent scream. You said you were taking until he went into torpor?
Yep, I got 3 successes on biting into this man's throat. And he is going to drink until this man is in torpor. And given Maxwell's feeding type, kindred blood is nothing new.
Mm-hmm. He manages, the last moment, to push you off. He falls to the ground. He's starting to crawl away. He gets closer to that staircase until he realizes it's not just you, Zero, but the prince. And the sheriff behind her are right there. He looks back
I got
at you.
you.
He looks up at you again, Zero.
I'm gonna stab him with that stake.
Strength and melee.
That was it. I'm sorry. You guys. I don't want him going anywhere.
Dinner.
Dinner. We're not being judged by the prince. It's fine. She said destroy. I just didn't want him to get caught eating. Ooh. Uh, messy critical.
Oh
Goes
god.
right through. It is clean, it is quick. He lets out one final agonizing scream. You hear as you go through his back to his chest, to his heart, you hear back of his bones cracking and splintering. You feel that sickening, crushing, almost goo. No, for lack of a better word.
I'm being a
Deflates.
little judge.
He's
There, son.
still. And he goes limp.
Maxwell, you alright?
I am fine. Are you? Is the prince?
I'm gonna jump over this man and go pick up Maxwell and give him a good look.
Yeah. I zero.
I was worried there for a minute. I was really worried. There was this fire felt in my chest. I don't know, the belly of my gut, and I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah.
For a moment, I'm gonna pull him in for a hug.
Zero.
So worried.
Wampus.
Drop him.
Thank you.
Caddy, well,
Cattywampus. My prince, are you okay?
I am glad this is over.
I don't think it is.
What do you mean?
He's not dead, and rituals, summoning rituals, do not simply disappear when the person who uses them dies. He's still out there.
That horseman?
That horseman. Perhaps there's something here that I can find to help.
She looks over. And luckily, the small little fire that he was trying to light up burned out. It didn't have enough fuel to continue moving on. She waves her hand over all the journals and the books. I suppose if you can find something, this is all yours.
Max is going to walk over to Jeffrey's body and turn him over and go into his coat and take out the book that he was so joyfully holding on to.
It is an old book now coated in his vitae. It's about as old as the other ones you've found, but this one, this particular aura, and you know, most books don't have auras, but this is something, everything in here, it's just something completely different. It feels good holding this book. Feels wonderful. Almost as if everything you are seeking is inside.
He'll read it. And is it in that language that he couldn't understand before?
It is. At least it was. It's almost easier to read now. The words are becoming fluent, sentences completely readable.
He
It is a
will.
ritual, old ritual, one that you can perfectly understand now.
And he'll begin to read it.
I'm gonna
Maxwell,
whistle from my breath. Oh, go ahead.
go ahead and add a dot to your character sheets.
Okay.
It will be called Flames of the Inferno.
Shit. We don't mention this to anyone ever.
Never. A whistle for my rats to come back, and then I'm gonna make my way over to that kin that was in the corner. See if they're still alive.
They are. It's a young woman who you recognize. It's that young lady from the bar. Her eyes
Remember,
are
y'all?
they're just dull, they're lost in almost this lustful allure.
That's the first time a woman's ever looked at me like that.
She hardly cares what she looks like. She slowly blinks up at you.
You laugh.
Her hands, and you can see from her neck, her wrists, she's been fed from.
Ah, it's making a lot more sense. You know what? Come right with me. We'll get you right over to where y'all need to go. He's gonna take her over to the prince and everybody else and be like, here you go.
The sheriff takes her and begins walking up the stairs with her. And Maxwell, you begin opening that book. More and more, you find that somebody lovingly titled this one The Grimoire of Brombones. You can see there are multiple other languages in here once you can get past the Infernal. You find Gaelic, French, Dutch, German, some English. Everything is all out of order. Some of it contains ghost stories, others hedge magic, others of thaumaturgy, even the dark infernal paths that seem to be clouding Jeffrey's mind.
You are a
You
weaker
keep going?
suck. He puts it away for now. I think we should get out of here.
Very much so. He's already made his way over to the stairwell. He's waiting by the prince.
The prince begins heading up with you. She looks over. Back to you, Max. Are you coming?
He looks back at the books. And then back to the prince. Yeah, and he follows in their steps.
You begin heading up. You make it to the top. She then asks, "Did you find anything that we're looking for?"
It will require more research. A courtesy glance is not enough. Who knows how long
Well,
Jeffrey had to get all this information.
he's been able to roam for as long as I can remember. So I couldn't tell you.
My prince, I should probably warn you of this, that whilst this did happen in your domain, he was sent here by Sturbridge. And she should be informed of his actions and should be here for the summary execution.
It will be done. Damn.
I know, I dislike having the regent in the city as well.
That too.
They're going to want to audit my shop. Think how I feel.
You're worried about a shop.
My
And
shop?
once again, you know that they're going to look at all the Tremiers here.
There's only me. Isn't there? And he looks at her. Because as far as he was
And
aware.
points to. And she points to Jeffrey as well. Both of you.
Well, as I said, he's from out of town. He doesn't live here. He was sent from the burrows, from the Chantry. So,
Of course. But it doesn't mean that he didn't have places where he stored things, rested. I said he's come and gone for as long as I can remember. So who knows what else is going on.
he's also quite insane.
Lots of cattywampus going on here. But, we came, we did your letter, and Derek is all right, right? Your herald?
That is true.
One thing at a time.
We won't know
Nice.
if the horsemen will ride again until tomorrow evening. I would advise us to go home, collect ourselves, and put this one, and he kicks the body, under guard. I will continue to do my research, and if the horseman rides again tomorrow night, well, I will continue to endeavor to make sure they never ride again.
You see her beginning to relent. Slowly nod. At the very least, she looks to you, Zero. Where are you staying?
Oh, well, I was going to stay right back in the pig pen. But if y'all don't mind, I can park that 18-wheeler in the back of your shop, Max.
I do not have that big of a yard at the back, but you could probably park it up front. The street is big enough.
Put it in the street. Right in front of his shop. Plus, I still got one more thing I gotta do, but the main thing I came here to do is done and over with.
And what is it that you need done?
I gotta find that Primogen.
You mean the one that sent us the letters?
Oh, no. Maybe. Did he? Did they?
Yes.
I was just told I had to get in touch with the kin, give him something he pats underneath his poncho, take what I needed back to my sire, and that was it.
Max looks at the prince because he knew nothing about this really.
It will take time to summon him. He is incredibly difficult.
That's what she said.
Was that
But
a joke?
No, not really. No, my sire.
Oh, I thought you did a that's what she
My,
said joke.
my, my sire. She said that he was incredibly. I don't know. I don't know him that
If
well, but
if any of you are paying attention to Max, you'd notice like as he's talking, his foot is like resting on top of Jeffrey's head. Like a trophy kill.
yeah, all I know is the dove told me that she wanted me to get a hold of him.
As for what he said, it will not pass my lips.
I'm glad I didn't need to tell you.
About what?
It's already bad enough.
Tell me about
She
what I'm
gestures
sorry.
towards.
I've got a little bit of memory loss. Must have been the magic.
Yeah, I had no idea what you're even talking about.
Cattywampus.
Cattywampus, don't even remember.
What is cattywampus?
It's a new word that Zero introduced me to that sort of means the word that you can't
Fuckery.
remember.
Fuckery.
Fuckery, cattywampus. So when something is stuck on the tip of your tongue and you cannot remember it, cattywampus.
Just say cattywampus.
It has now evolved into just a general word that we now say.
I see.
Say it. It's fun to say.
And
It's really nice to say, get it out of your chest.
well, for now, we will discuss the matters of your rewards another night once I do not have to fear my head will be rolling because of a wild horseman on the loose.
We will see you tomorrow evening then, my prince. Same place?
We will meet at my bed and breakfast.
Very well. Then I will bid you
And
a
you
good
are going to
night.
tell me everything you found tomorrow.
Yes, I will. And he says it as he's walking away.
Sinclair waves her hands.
Just waves a stump back.
You see her sheriff and another move around, pick up Jeffrey, and begin walking off with him.
Let us go back to Black
Where do you
Betty.
two head?
And then we'll go and pick up the pig pen, then we'll drive to my shop.
Great, because I got something inside the pig pen for you.
That's worrying.
Yeah, it is. You're
Yeah,
going to regret keeping me here.
so yeah,
She's going to pull him into
he'll walk back to Black Betty, and then once they're inside, he'll drive towards the pig pen.
It's a quiet, sombering drive. to the pig pen. The streets are completely empty and void. That mist, the one the horseman disappeared into, still hangs thick in the air. You almost hear, at least you think you hear, phantom sounds of horse steps and cries. But you can't tell if that was just your mind's ear playing tricks on you, or if they're actually there. Once you get into that parking lot, right where your good old pig pen is, seems to be waiting for your return. Almost eager.
I missed her so much. He's gonna slide out of Black Betty, shut the door, walk up, give it a big hug. I missed you. Everything looks all right down there under those wheels. Mm-hmm. Great.
Good to know.
Hey, Maxwell, come here. I got something for you.
Okay. And he will get out and walk towards the big pen.
Yeah, he's gonna go over in the back, and it looks like an old lock, but he's gonna lift it up, and it looks more digital on the other side. And he quickly puts in a pin, pops it up, and like does one of those things where you hear the like garage open.
Yeah.
And inside, it is just a destroyed shamble mess of wires and maybe computer stuff and other things in there. There are a bunch of boxes in the corner, and there's something huge that's got a big drape over it. But he's running over to a box, and he's scraping inside, and he's looking at the things in this wired box. He's just like,
Zero, do you have to deliver this to anyone, or are you just a hoarder?
this stuff? Oh, kind of a hoarder. That I gotta deliver, though. He points to it in the corner, and he pulls out a phone. Like, here you go. Like, you don't even gotta pay for minutes on this one.
No, it's very small. What if I lose it?
Did you want a bigger one? You want a jitterbug?
What's a jitterbug? Is that not a dance?
I'll get you one of them. He's gonna
The jitterbug.
try to fix the jitterbug.
We used to dance to it all the time back in the day. The jitterbug.
Yeah.
Well,
Jitterbug.
This will
Here, try this.
This will do. This will do. This will do. This is the. Thank you for the phone.
There you go. Now you got a phone, got a lot of big buttons, you don't even got a text.
Yes, it's.
More modern now.
Gotta wait for this to grow back first. He puts the phone in his trouser pocket. Thank you, Zero.
You're welcome. Now, how many days are we going to be staying here?
Until we figure out how to, or if we have to, deal with the horseman, and then you can go as soon as you want. I live here.
I mean, y'all going to be dealing with the horseman. I got to take this. I just got to see that, Primogen, give him the letter, and I got to take this, cross country.
Well, if you ever find your way back here, there's always a place for you to get a rest. You helped me tonight, and that's something that is a rarity with our kind.
Right. It's nice to just hang around somebody that's not totally grossed out by me. I know I can be quite a handful. It's many. And plus, it's nice to get out. Like I said, this time of year is always nice.
One of the amusing things I find about you, Zero, is you're full of puns without realizing you're punning. It's a handful. Well done.
Really? I didn't even notice that. What one was it this time?
You're a handful.
You're up. I got it now. Oh, ooh, that makes a lot of sense.
You're the one that said. Let's get back to my shop. He
Right,
jumps
we
at
don't
the
want-
back. Walks towards his car.
As soon as he's gone, he's gonna pull that thing off of that giant metal sarcophagus that's chained and make sure it's chained down. Make sure everything's good before he throws the blanket back on top of it and hops out like nothing happened and drop the thing and then click it. Woo! I see it going.
And yeah, he'll begin to drive to his shop.
I'll follow him.
You begin to follow. You begin to drive and leading Zero to your shop. And here is where we'll take our break for the evening.
I'll see y'all after these messages.
Da 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 da.
Hey guys, it's Maxwell. Well, this investigation's gone to the dogs. Anyway, it's costing me a lot more than I thought it would. And I was wondering if you guys could help me out. You see, if you want to know what I know, magic-wise, you can always check out our link tree for the Renegade affiliation link. They have all the Tremere stuff there. And of course, if you're so inclined, our Patreon. Well, let's just say it's a little bit of magic over there because you get to see how I solve this investigation a lot sooner than everyone else. Well, anyway guys, I'll see you later. I gotta get back.
Welcome back. I mean, like when we last left off, Maxwell and Zero just finished taking down a Tremere, power-hungry Tremere. Now they're on their way to Maxwell's shop for the evening. Maxwell, why don't you tell us about your shop?
So as they drive up, they come across this street, and there's loads of street lights around. There's loads of little coffee shops. It's pretty much in the main street of Sleepy Hollow. And there's a big sign outside the shop that just simply reads "Alchemy in Ashes." There's a little Celtic knot under the sign. And he parks the car up, and the lights inside the shop are open, and the door has the signature open sign. The shop is 24/7, sort of, in a weird way. There's like a little sign at the front saying palm reading inside. So yeah, as you walk in to the shop, and the wee bell above the door rings, and behind the counter there's an old man. And the shop itself, as you walk in, you see to the right hand side a large case, and inside the case there are an assortment of different sort of incense from white sage to vampire blood, dragon blood, all these sort of different scenty incense smells that are pretty much useless to everybody else. To the left along a large wall, they're all like knickknacks of like a little black cat around a cauldron, like little statuettes and stuff. There's large statuettes and there's small statuettes. The biggest one is probably a statuette of the Morrigan, or a depiction of the Morrigan, with a bunch of crows. At the back of the shop, There are bookshelves with assortments of books from from LaVey Satanism, the Satanic Bible, to the St. George's Bible, to How to Hex for Dummies, you know, soccer moms and soccer goals, make your child great at football, you know. There's like calendars and stuff as well. It is a typical tourist trap of a occult shop. But there are things in there, but if people are actually looking and know what they're looking for, there are things in that shop too.
Hearing that doorbell, the old man looks out. And before he can greet his customer, he knows this is you.
Good evening, Alfred. I'm back.
It took you long enough. You don't have any idea what time it is?
I do. It's 1 a.m. You know the rules. After 7 o'clock, you're getting double time. So get on, head on home. We'll open a bit later tomorrow morning. Okay.
I appreciate that.
All right. I will see you tomorrow here.
It was a weird Halloween.
No. What sort of Halloween isn't weird?
Well, I mean, this is the first Halloween I've seen where a literal cosplayer has a horse rushing down the street in some headless horseman getup. I mean, it was cool.
Alfred, when did you see that?
Just after midnight?
He looks at his watch, then realizes that his watch is no longer on his hand. What time is it now, anyway?
Is your watch broken? He turns around and looks up. Nice little clock on the wall. 1:30.
He said it was just after midnight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Look, get home, get to sleep, watch a movie, have a drink, and I'll see you tomorrow at about 12. Actually, you know what?
Sounds good to me.
I won't see you tomorrow, but come in for about 12.
Alright. Works for me. Business slowed down just before midnight. Haven't had a peep. Should be slow for the rest of the evening.
Sounds good. I've got to do some research, so I'll probably close up for the tonight anyway.
You're closing the 24-hour shop?
You know I close for research purposes. Now go on, get out.
You're gonna have to
go.
Share it next time. Must be a good one. He's gonna start walking out.
I feel like it's at this time Zero's coming in like, woo, that big 18-wheeler now blocking any view out there, just a pig pen.
Are you expecting
Halloween business officially?
What? Pigpen Halloween?
Don't worry about it, Al. Just go home.
Alright.
You're not paid enough to worry.
I just work here.
That's it.
And he'll leave.
Shut the door.
And Max will walk over and turn the open sign to closed. And close and go into it and take out the key and close the door. Alright. I think there should be enough moonlight left to do some research, so if you want to follow me upstairs.
I mean, sure, what kind of help I can be, but why not?
You can hand
Ain't got nothing but time.
You can hand me books.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
So he'll walk up the stairs, because once you get to the bottom where the bookshelves are, there are a set of stairs on the right hand side going up the wall, upstairs to the second floor. He'll open the door
Um,
with a key from the key ring and walk in. He'll hold the door open for Zero.
I'm pretty impressed you can still do all that one-handed.
You'd be
Give me a
surprised.
natural.
You'd be surprised when I learned what to do with one hand back in the early 90s. Well, 1900s.
Y'all been around a long time, huh?
Well, the Golden Dawn was a hell of a party place.
He's gonna scurry in.
And he'll close the door behind you and lock it. And like the moment he locks the door, you notice that this floor is much bigger than downstairs. It looks bigger than the actual building from the outside. It looks like it's expanded in some way.
From here.
The main hall that you're in now splits off into 4 sections. One to the right, two straight in front of you in 2 rooms, and then one to the left. And Max walks straight ahead and to the one closer to the right hand side.
Taking pictures as he walks by. Everything.
Max, are you doing that silently? Or is your phone clicking?
No. He just like whistled and is taking pictures.
Taking selfies.
Selfies, pretty much, yeah.
So Max will walk in to the room, and as you do, it is wall-to-wall books. There are some things in glass cases that he doesn't go near, but they have like little tags on them. There's a case at the very back near where a window should be that says "Do not open under any circumstances."
I'm gonna open that.
He makes his way around to like an old like library desk with one of those like lamps that hangs over it. He flicks it on and he takes out the book and he opens it and begins to read, and he calls out to Zero, "Hand me a book on Gaelic mythology. You should want to cross over there."
Alright, I'll try my best. I'm gonna get one of those books.
Hero,
Yep.
go ahead and roll me your intelligence and academics.
Oh, my greatest thing, right? Just one success.
You find one on mythology.
I'm dragging my gross Nosferatu finger across everything, leaving a nice slimy little trail, because I'm a slippery little boy. I grab the mythology one and I'm like, this could be it. Or couldn't. And I go over and I walk over and I give it to him.
Without even looking at you, he puts his hand out to take the book. Why is it moist?
Sorry there, champ. Speaking of which, can I air out? Because it's been, woo! One hell of a night.
Error. Oh. Go into the room to the left.
Alright, I'll be right over there.
He'll take this book with his one hand and he'll walk back to the shelf and put it back on and look at the shelf and go, oh. My books.
Sorry. I'm sorry, I'm a slimy boy.
He will grab the book he's looking for anyway, and he'll walk back and put it on the desk and open it up and begin to read the Gaelic versions of these lines using this book to cross transfer and translate as best he can because he doesn't speak Gaelic. And
You do find one common theme between these two books. The one that you found tonight has a ritual called Calling of the Dullahan. In your other mythology book, you see it speaking of this particular entity.
okay, he's also, as he's going to go into his jacket and take out the other books he has. So take
journals.
out the journals, and he's going to try to put them in order on this desk. So like, perhaps there's some like story that if they're all going to join together, they tell. And he's like going through them page by page and getting books from the shelves of French to English translations, Spanish to English translations. Latin he doesn't need to do that because he speaks perfect Latin. Domo esque requiem. Boom. And he's if he hasn't got a book, he'll be annoyed. Somebody will get what he can. He'll get what he can to translate. He'll also be taking a little pencil and a bit of paper and writing it down of what he thinks, or at least attempting to.
Zero, what are you doing?
Oh man, as soon as I get in that room, I am taking off the poncho and taking off my shirt, revealing the disgusting, decayed rib cage that's hanging in there. I'm letting all my rats out, and I'm checking the hive that's inside my chest and making sure that those are all alive and how they're doing in there. That disgusting, rotting bugs that are inside me. Just kind of airing it all out, making sure everybody gets some fresh air in there.
So as you walk into that room, you do notice that the room is very sterile. There is a large laboratory with what looks like a gurney that you would find in a mortician's office in the middle of the room, with holes in certain points and a drain at the bottom.
That's a drain right there. He's gonna lay on top of the desk, or the doctor table. Let his ooze kind of just lay there, relax for a minute, let the rats kind of do their thing. He might open the drain and let one of them in there to just kind of explore, but might even let the bugs out of his chest at this point, just the hive that's growing inside of him, just to kind of breathe too. Kind of relax. Vibing.
Do I have a button in my thing to set rooms on fire? I'm not too sure I do. I do not.
Add that on the checklist of things to do. All of your rodents, your turtles, your bugs, they begin scurrying out of your cavity. Some moving along the table, climbing their way down, others stuck on the table, unable to crawl over from the porcelain. So they instead return back to your chest when they know they can't go anywhere. And then the rats begin to move further, getting curious, excited. It's been a little bit since they had this bit of freedom. Begins squeaking and cooing, slowly making their way outside of that room. They start to venture into the library. Maxwell,
Yes.
you do see the rats coming from your sterile room. Them leaning close to the bookshelves for supports, looking around, branching further and further away. When they feel too far, you see them turn around and quickly skitter right back in.
He closes his eyes and just, nope, nope, work that. He'll walk over to the library door and close it.
Hey, buddy, all right in there? You need me to come and do more book stuff?
There is no answer.
Seems like he's having a party of his own.
And he goes back to researching this book.
You do find, after poring through multiple books between the journals you found tonight and the books you had in your library, the journal that came from Kikuet was not only Irving's, but you see that was just a pen name after careful deduction. You see that it's by Abraham Brombones Van Buren.
Why is that name familiar to me?
You know the legends of Sleepy Hollow very well after living here for so long. And you know that was Ichabod Crane's rival for the beautiful Katarina Van Tassel's heart.
Well, it looks like a lover's tiff began with infernalism. How typical. And he reads about this calling of the Dullahan. Requires a staked vampire or a human sacrifice. If killed, the horseman will come back using the life essence of the sacrifice. He'll walk out of the library and go towards the lab. Zero, where did Derek go?
Oh yeah, he's spread out.
What the hell?
Throws a poncho over him. I mean, they're everywhere. This is embarrassing.
I would hope so.
Y'all said I could air out. Would
I did.
turn around? Let's put my clothes back on.
Honestly, at this point, it doesn't matter. Where did Derek go?
With the prince. Why?
I didn't see him with the prince.
That's right. He was the sheriff. I led him upstairs and left him upstairs. And then the prince, and then the sheriff, and then there was a lot of Tremere fuckery going on. So I unstaked him and put him upstairs, and he wasn't upstairs anymore.
I feel that Derek may be the final piece of the puzzle, it does say that if they are removed or killed from what happened earlier on, the horseman will disappear. But for some reason, I don't believe that wholly true. There's a bit in the back of my mind that believes that Jeffrey, as cowardly and insane as he was, had a backup. I could be wrong.
So you don't think it was actually Derek? You think there was actually somebody else?
I believe Derek was one part of a two-piece puzzle.
Well, damn.
I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
I mean, we'll all report to Miss Sinclair, right? I mean, you got the phone now.
I will report tomorrow. Tonight I am going to lie down and close my eyes and drift off. I expect you to do the same. Do not wander around my haven. Stay here.
I won't be doing the wandering, don't worry.
This is your room, as you seem comfortable.
Here it's our room!
He closes the door.
You hear the skittering of the bugs and the rodents. Again.
He closes the lab door, goes back into the library. He picks up the book he took from Jeffrey, puts it back into his breast pocket, and goes into the room to the far left and into his bedroom. Closes the door and lies in the bed and concentrates on growing his hand back.
Go ahead and make your 2 rouse checks.
Success on both.
Heck yeah. Managed to grow a little bit of a piece before the end of the night.
It's my strong hand.
Is there any window in this room?
Nope.
Damn. Okay. Well, we're gonna do this the old-fashioned way. He's gonna look at his bugs and his lovely little rats, and he's gonna go over to the drain and he's gonna pop it open. And he's gonna tell him while he sleeps to see if he can find any more of that magic stuff around, or any sign of like an area that can be not good with animals or something that's going on. See if they can find Derek, where Derek went to. And he's just gonna shove all the rats down. And a few of the bugs, not all the bugs, he likes the bugs. They're gonna stay. And he's gonna pop it back on top. And get ready for bed.
You both enter your state of death sleep as the sun rises and life carries on as normal. It's normal for the kind. Whispers of a strange cosplayer are on everybody's minds. The sound of that horseman. It's almost like a new, if it's at all possible, freshness. A new obsession for the horseman with the story of Sleepy Hollow. The day turns to night, where you feel that pulsating rush to arouse your blood for your bones to move, your muscles to twitch. You rise and get ready for your evening. Who got hungry?
Yep. Both did.
We'll start with 0. You hear your rats clawing, their tiny little talons sticking through the holes of that drain, itching and clawing their way back to you.
Yep, I'm coming. I got it. Pops it off.
And they quickly move back inside of you. They're cold, they're wet. It's been a long day for them. And for you, Maxwell, you hear a commotion downstairs. Not a violent one. It sounds like business is booming.
Well, Maxwell will get out of his bed, he will get dressed, he will put on a different shirt, but that's a different thing you gotta pay me for, guys, unfortunately. And he will get changed and put on a long coat and something he can put his hand in to hide it, as it is in the middle of regrowing itself. He'll walk out into the main hallway. He'll keep the book that Jeffrey had, and he'll go over to the library. Not the library, he'll go over to the laboratory and open the door. He'll knock first.
Yeah. Come in, come in, come in.
Well, howdy there, cowpoke.
Good morning, y'all, too.
Morning. Now, y'all ready
Morning.
to go see our prince? Why do I suddenly sound like you?
No, it's contagious, ain't it?
Like
Kind of nice.
goddamn Cotton Eye Joe.
I'm not doing so good there, my Tremere compadre. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, you and me both.
I've expended a lot of energy in the last few days. Plus, I gotta talk to these rats and see if they found out anything. I sent them to go do some work during the day.
What,
I'm finding their puzzle.
do you have any preference on how you eat?
And personally, I'm just kind of a road hitch man, so whatever really works, works. I ain't
There's
picky.
a freezer behind you. Should be some bags in there, maybe.
Thanks. He's gonna go over and get some.
He'll stand in the doorway. And what did you ask the rats to do?
Oh, you said there was a piece of puzzle. I tried to see if they could find an area that had no more animals like them around town.
Well, there should be a few in there. I mostly use them for experimentation, but for your needs, I think they
Wait.
should suffice.
What do you mean experimentation?
The blood is just
This
blood.
season?
The blood is just blood.
Oh, right. I was gonna freak out.
No.
And then he's gonna rip it open and just begin to...
Except
Cowboy style.
except for that one. That one I did do experiments on.
He's gonna spit it out.
He's making sure you digest it first before he says that.
Alright, well, to inside, then.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Don't scare me like that, Maxwell. Whew.
Some people say,
Anyway, without anything, he's gonna pull out one of his rats.
and some people say our clan have no sense of humor.
Gonna use feral whispers to talk to this little buddy of mine. Y'all find anything?
Holy place. The holy place. Still scary.
Still scary. That's the only place in town that's scary?
Yeah. I don't like it.
Don't like it. None of the animals, none of the critters here like that.
No.
Alright. Odd. Maybe we missed something. We'll tell Sinclair. Good job! Shove back inside. In Ghost Splinter. And he's gonna relay that to Maxwell. So looks like the holy place. I'm assuming the church, catacombs. We're missing something still. There's gotta be. That's the only place that seems like it don't got critters at.
Probably. But it's no longer your problem, is it?
Not really, no. I'm just gonna go see that prince of mine. I figured I'd let you know before we go.
I appreciate that. Anyway, let us go and visit the prince. I'll drive. And you can follow in the pigsty. Big pen. Pig.
Do you think I should
Hunker.
become, invisible? It sounds really crowded down there.
Probably best.
Alright.
And Max will walk downstairs.
Well, damn, that sucks. I got hungry. I will use unseen
Lucky
message.
friend.
And he will hold the door open for the signature 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cattywampus and close it behind him.
We begin heading downstairs. And it is crowded. People lining the walls for the books. Some people buying many crystals, many insects. They are absolutely, respectfully, buying everything from your stock.
Well, he'll walk through. Not stopping. He'll get the owl. Busy?
Yeah. He's bringing out another customer, getting 3-4 books. He looks over to you. Yeah, it's been like this all day. Ever since we opened right back up.
Gotta love Halloween.
And the customer looks over to you. Oh, you didn't hear?
No.
Yeah, the church caught fire.
When?
Sometime last night.
Call me if you need me, Al. He'll walk out and he'll get in this car and he will drive towards the mausoleum.
You see.
The Zero fellow?
Yes, of course. You're my door opener.
Do you
I
get...
feel like at one point he gets in and he whispers, he's like, you didn't even count to 5 for that one, thanks.
Bit of a rush. Are you in Black Betty?
Yeah.
Bam-a-lam, motherfucker. And he'll start driving.
You are putting the metal to the pedal there.
Yep, he is. All one-handed, which is really good considering it's a manual.
It's not a stick shift. Gotcha.
It is not a... no, it's a manual. He's British. Yeah, some standards.
You quickly make your way back to the cemetery, to that church, and you can see, while the foundation is still there, most of it has burned to the ground. You see Victoria outside on the phone, pacing back. She looks perplexed, exhausted.
Like, Maxwell is taking his glasses off and it's just like rubbing.
He's getting out of the car and slamming the door.
Maxwell does the same, gets out of the car, closes the door, puts his glasses back on, and walks up to Victoria, keeping his hand inside his coat pocket. What happened here?
You see she's still on the phone. She looks to you. And she holds up her finger. Again, they are still investigating. Yeah, I know it's still going to take time. I still have to claim insurance on. Don't. This is a church we're talking about. No, it's not. Yes, I get it. You have to. Fine. What time do you open back up tomorrow? All right, I'll be there. She hangs up. Hi, Max.
Hey, Vic. What happened?
We don't know. Fire department, the marshals are still doing an investigation. They don't know where it started, but
What time did it start at? Any idea?
they're thinking either late last night or early this morning.
Okay.
She rubs her temples, her eyes.
Have you eaten yet?
Hmm?
Have you eaten yet?
No, I've been
Go get some.
Y'all probably should get some food.
What my friend here
dealing
said.
with insurance all day.
Go get,
Been questioned, interviewed. They think I started it, trying to collect the insurance for it. No, we needed to rebuild this. They think I'm trying to commit fraud.
Yes, because that makes total sense as you would burn down the largest income for this entire city just for a simple bit of insurance money, even though the building itself brings in more than the insurance would actually bring in.
Exactly.
I have several opinions that I cannot get into right now because we will not get into it right now.
Y'all probably should get some food in your belly.
But get some food.
She looks at the time on her phone. I mean, if it... And she waves over and you see most of the fire department and the marshals, police, they are in their own little bubble right now. They've hardly taken any notice of you. If they ask, I'm just at the diner.
Not a problem. And as she walks off, Max is going to walk towards the police line and police and fire line and just lift the tape and walk under it.
They almost don't notice you until one gentleman glances up. Hey, this is still an active crime scene.
He will turn. Is it a fireman or is it a cop?
Fireman.
He'll turn to the fireman and walk up towards him. It is, yes, I was here last night. Show me where the fire started. And he's going to use mesmerize.
I'm gonna walk over to him when he's doing that.
one more hunger as well.
His eyes dull. They soften. And he begins walking where the church once stood. Inside, much of it has burned down. There's almost nothing left besides some of the candelabras that weren't either silver or gold. Anything that was wood is nothing but charred remains. Stone is blackened. The beautiful mosaic windows, much of it has cracked and shattered with its glass trickled along the ground. And you can see where the altar once stood. There is a set of stairs leading down. The fireman then walks down the stairs. And you notice, as you go down, you're back into that same room that was under the mausoleum. All of the books that were there, the journals, are gone. Whether consumed by the fire, you're not quite sure. The only thing left is a box. Box hardly touched, but you can see everywhere the candles were. All the wax has melted down. It's completely empty and burnt in here.
Max will walk in front of the fireman again. Go back upstairs. I know he's mesmerized again. But before the fireman turns around, he's also going to use cloud memory. So that he has no recollection of bringing both Zero and Maxwell down here.
I am calling Sinclair.
As Zero calls Sinclair, Max is going to walk over to that box. And he is going to open it.
Zero. You call Sinclair. And after the second ring, she picks up. Hello?
Well, hello there. Good morning to you, Your Highness. It's me, Zero. Did you know that the church done burned down last night?
It's kind of the talk of the town right now.
Alright, good. Just wanted to know. Just want to also check and see if you got a hold of that, man for me. I got distracted. We were on our way, but, Maxwell wanted to look at the church before we came on by. And gave you all that information.
He will be on his way at some point during the night, so you have no rush there. Was there anything else you needed?
No, we're gonna be right over at the bar, right? Or your hotel. Which one would you... He may have found something.
What did he find?
I have no idea what he found doing all that book stuff, you know, not my specialty, but, he may have put something together, you know.
I expect to hear it soon.
You bar or hotel?
My bed and breakfast.
Bed and breakfast, gotcha. Be over there in a minute.
Good. And you hear her hang up.
And he'll hang up.
Maxwell, you open that box, and inside is a single scroll. It's ancient, centuries old, encoded in that same green aura.
Maxwell is going to touch his shoulder. Max, Sinclair said she's looking forward to your report at her bed and breakfast. You want my personal opinion here?
Go for it. Sure, why not?
What happened? I don't think it was your friend. I don't think he was alone. In fact, I think someone else is behind the whole thing. And personally, I wouldn't be touching things, but you do your own thing.
It's like I say, curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back again. I will open the scroll.
Oh, cattywampus.
It is the continuation of that ritual. Page of the journal that went missing. It is infernal. It even has how to completely cut the tie between its chosen sacrifice and the horseman.
I believe I know what I need to do now.
Oh, alright, it wasn't a trap.
No, it wasn't a trap.
Alright then. To Sinclair then?
Yes, we may as well. And storyteller, what is the final piece of the puzzle?
You gotta cut the bond between the horseman and its current sacrifice before the horseman consumes his blood again. He will, as long as they are connected, he will continue to consume from them until its victim is dead.
I doubt the prince will enjoy what I have to say. Let's go.
Well, I mean, she's got a listening ear. Quite a resourceful Tremere.
When you're the only Tremere in a small butt-fuck town, you gotta be, right?
Right. Well, I mean, technically the only reliable one.
Touché.
Can't forget, what's his face?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, that one.
May the worms
Alright.
eat his eyes. He'll make his way back to Black Betty.
Going to Black Betty.
Bam,
Go to Black Betty.
and drive to the B&B.
It is a short drive, thankfully. It's near the center of town. It's close to the original bar where you met Sinclair. You notice right away that this particular her bar not her bar. Her bed and breakfast are usually open. She has it completely shut down. You pull up. Your vehicle's recognized by many. Sheriff walks out, moves to the driver's side of your car, Black Betty, knocks on the window.
Rolls the window down.
Are you ready?
I'm always ready, Scott.
Scott?
Let's go. That one too?
Are we meant to perform
That
or
one has
something?
a name. That one has a name. Scott, come on.
Looks at Zero like,
It gives an evil look to him, like, God, he gets out of the car, slams the door. It's like,
He looks right back down. To you, Maxwell? That one too?
yes, that one too.
Let's hurry.
He gets out of the car and closes the door and begins to make his way into the B&B.
Scott lets you inside. When both of you are in, he closes the door behind him and locks it. You'll find her in the kitchen.
He'll make his way through the B&B toward the kitchen. Assuming Zero is following him.
mm-hmm.
It's cute, quaint little bed and breakfast. Restored. Was once a historical building, now restored. Almost fitting the colonial theme of this town. As you walk by this quaint and cozy little home, you see your prince leaning over the counter and looking out the window at the harbor. She hears you come in, glances behind. She's in another beautiful blue dress. She turns to you, lets out a sigh. Do you have anything that's actually good news for me?
Probably not. Where did Derek go last night?
Sheriff took him back to Elysium,
Is he still there?
to my knowledge. Why? He had nothing for me.
He needs to die.
Pardon?
You're pardoned. My prince, he is connected to the horseman. The horse,
In what way?
Spiritually, magically, all of the above. He was being used as a sacrifice by Jeffrey. The bond is perhaps still there, still strong. The horseman is feeding off his life essence. Now, the bond could have been broken the moment we took him out of that circle, but would you risk it? Especially considering you are on the horseman's decapitation list.
God damn it.
It brings me no pleasure to say this, my prince, but these are the facts.
And if your facts are wrong?
If my facts are wrong, then a young kindred has died in service to their prince.
And who would replace my harpy?
You have multitude of kindred in this small town. Perhaps Zero here would be good at putting your feet
Oh,
about.
that's hilarious. You know what? Funny. Funny. I'm still waiting on an apology from that one calling me a that one. He points to the direction of the sheriff. Don't really find it all that appealing.
And do you think I find it appealing to hear?
No, honestly, that's not exactly my problem, though. We found Derek, your harpy. I don't know nothing about the Tremere things that they all do and what it all entails. Personally, I don't know, ma'am. It ain't my business. None of my business. I came to do one thing, and that's it.
It is about to be your business.
Regardless, my prince, I am not a part of your court. It is down to you, your seneschal, your sheriff, and your primogeniture council to decide the fate. Whether you destroy Derek and perhaps destroy the horseman, or you destroy Derek, the horseman's already destroyed, and he dies in service of you, or nothing happens at all. I can only bring you the facts as I see them.
Yeah, you know what? Your court and whatnot would be a good vote. Maxwell. He's been here a while. He's a strong, capable Tremere. I think he'd make a great harpy.
No.
Someone will have to replace him if we do decide to go with your suggestion.
I believe
And for this, one of you two.
I believe there is one way to test the theory of whether the horseman is still around or not.
I'm all ears.
Well, hopefully you'll all be all head as well. You need to go out and have a walk.
And who will accompany me?
Sheriff.
Sheriff, that.
Zero.
That. He points to that. That one.
Your normal accompaniments. Us. If we are able to walk past where you walked past last night and got attacked without you getting attacked, then perhaps there is nothing to fear. And Derek can live.
Then let's go.
Let us go. Shall we take your car?
We will. You will not catch me in your...
Well, I mean, this sounds like town business. I think I'm gonna wait right here for who I'm supposed to be waiting.
with us. You're as much of part of this now.
Come on, Zero.
I'm gonna give Maxwell an evil look, like, I am not happy with you.
Maxwell just walks towards the car, the front of the building and towards the car.
She brings her sheriff with her as she rides with all of you. And the sheriff drives everyone to that cemetery. It's quiet out. All of the police, the firemen at this point have gone and left. The only noise in town are the bars and restaurants that are still open. Not even the tours are here, out of respect for what has happened in the last night. The sheriff walks out into that clearing that you guys were not 24 hours ago. Holds out his arms, throws them up. So, where?
Oh. Perhaps the.
I'm gonna see if I can sense any animals in the area.
It's still just as empty as it was last night. Even your rats and bugs are very quiet.
I'm in cattywampus.
Perhaps I was wrong. Perhaps legends do die.
Go ahead and make, for both of you, a wits and awareness.
Three,
I got it.
3 successes.
5 successes and a beast.
Nice.
Between the both of you, you see Derek in the cemetery. Staring down at a couple of gravestones. Almost as if he was in mourning.
Fucking cattywampus. I think I figured it out.
Enlighten me.
Who exactly do you think is possessing him in his mourning? That one right there. He points to Derek.
My prince, I thought you said he was Elysium.
He was.
Max will walk out of the car and go towards Derek. Are you Von Braun or Von Tassel?
He looks up at you. Neither. You see on the gravestones the Hardy name.
Who is this?
My parents.
So, you're not possessed. He looks at Zero.
You never know. I don't know. There's a lot of weird things going on lately. I saw a ghost thing, and then
You're just grieving your dead parents.
You notice the dates on those tombstones. It's old. Just before the first hospital of Sleepy Hollow was erected.
How long have you been in this town, Dirk?
I had to leave for a while, but just came back.
I want to make another awareness check while we're sitting out here.
Go ahead.
give you my third hunger die.
Are
Trying to
you
get away from this.
Parents got sick. My
Derek?
sibling. He points over a few gravestones down. Sibling was buried over there. What are you doing here?
Well, I came to see if the horseman would strike the sheriff down, or the prince. Putting a theory into motion that would have ended with your death.
Why my death?
Because I believed you may be spiritually and or mentally attached to the horseman, and each time the horseman arises, he takes a little bit of your life force, your vitae, to sustain themselves. Did you wake up hungrier this evening? More than usual.
Not quite. But then again, I've been... I think 2-3 days I was staked to that circle. So I don't know.
Well, I'm rooting you feel better there, buddy. I'm gonna hit him on the back of the
Perhaps we got lucky.
shoulder.
Perhaps the nightmare, well, what would have been a nightmare is over.
I got 4 successes.
You got 4 successes. You do notice around you it's almost still.
Mm.
The thing that draws your attention is the gravestone of his mother.
Maxwell, I don't like it. I got the Nosferatu shakes. Ain't something right here. Ain't no animals. Ain't no stillness in that. Gravestone's freaking me out. Listen, it's been great, dandy, working with all y'all. I'm glad you're feeling better. And he's gonna back up.
Maxwell, you sense the unseen.
You're the
and
one
look
acting
at the grave.
strange.
Maxwell, you sense the unseen. Look at the grave.
You see Hardy, the last name Hardy, is lightly tinted in that green aura.
You can slowly back away from the grave and look at Derek.
He's not... He doesn't have that green aura about him. Seems to be like any other kindred. The further back you go, you see their names fade and are replaced with the last names Van Buren and Van Tassel.
Your family are the progenitors of all this.
What are you talking about?
Your surname isn't Hardy.
He looks at you with a funny smile on his face. I've had this name for years. I don't know what you're talking about. It's on my birth certificate.
I'm sure it is. But that is not your true name, Derek. Van Braun.
What's an insight?
Oh.
And the Nosferatu shakes.
The Shinglins.
The Shingleins.
One success.
From everything you can see, he looks genuinely confused. My last name is Hardy.
I'm gonna look at them both and do a wits and insight on both of them because they're both freaking me out now.
Go ahead.
I don't know what's going on here. I just got 3 successes.
His confusion seems genuine.
What about the other one?
He believes what he's saying.
Yeah.
Alright.
Max. My mom died from a stroke. My father died in a fire. There is no way.
Then why did the graves read Van Braun and Van Tassel?
What do you mean? I see my
Just-
father's name and my mother's name.
And just because you see those doesn't mean I don't. I saw Hardy as well when I first came up here, but upon closer inspection, standing away for a little bit, the names have changed. And there is an aura around them, much like the pale green that I saw with the horseman. So please step away from the graves and come over here.
He will listen to you.
I think it's time we left this graveyard.
I think so. I think you're very much. Don't make me want to go back to Texas. He's gonna turn back and go straight to Black Betty. Oh wait, no, we took the princess
The
car.
princess car, yeah.
Gonna go right over there, but I was not gonna sit. I'm gonna sit in the back. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna lift up the trunk and get inside the trunk. I am mad at everybody right now.
And
Slam it down.
Max is going to bring Derek back to the car.
Prince has her arms crossed as she looks at you. Did you find everything you wanted?
No. Some answers still elude me.
Well, I suppose you didn't read everything from your books.
He gives her the most bombastic side-eye. Like, no, perhaps I didn't. But then again, the books that had all the information were summarily burnt last night by someone else.
I couldn't tell you.
Inside check.
Go for it.
Let's see if she's lying.
Two? She seems to be telling the truth. There is something, though, that you can recall Derek saying.
The fire.
His father died in a fire,
Yeah.
and in place of the fire, the only thing that somehow survived was that scroll.
He looks at Derek.
Yes.
Didn't start the fire that killed your father, did you?
No.
Inside check.
I got. Go ahead.
Everybody in this
No,
car is lying but me.
No, I got sick.
3.
3. He seems to believe what he is saying.
Max's eyes just open, like he's been struck by lightning. My friends, where is the Nosferatu primogen?
He should be at the bed and breakfast any time now. Why?
What is their name again?
Warlock.
As in
They
Count.
just go by Warlock.
As in the original Nosferatu movie back from the early 90s.
I don't know why he likes it so
Chose
much.
that name.
Pardon?
I'm just wondering if perhaps Derek, your father, is not exactly as dead as we believed.
What do you mean?
It's not that hard to figure death.
No, I
Saw the ashes.
yes.
Ashes.
He's gonna bang on the back of this like, are we? I'm not gonna have to move on. I'm here myself.
Yeah. I believe it's time we head back to your B&B.
They all get in the car quietly. And once you're seated in, they quickly make their way back to the bed and breakfast, where you see another vehicle waiting outside, and the door slightly parted.
Maxwell waits for everyone else to get out of the car first. He's not going to walk into the Prince's Haven.
Yeah, he's
sheriff.
gonna pop into the trunk and hop out. Slam
sheriff.
it.
Sinclair turns and looks at you. It is a door, you close it. There's no need to slam.
Max says nothing.
Says nothing. Doesn't even look at her. Doesn't say nothing. Just stands there with his arms crossed.
Yeah. And as the sheriff and whatnot are walking towards, like he's gonna wait till Derek starts going towards the B&B. He's not gonna like let him be alone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he follows.
Mm-hmm.
He follows closely with his prince. You two follow?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You all go inside. And you see what is most definitely a fellow Nosferatu. His flesh blackened and gray. Eyes sunken in, almost gone. His ears, nose, all seemingly burned away. He's wearing long sleeves, long pants, jacket, anything to hide much of his body as he can. His hands are in his pockets. He eyes the prince, and he gives her a soft, slow nod. And does the same for the sheriff, for Derek. He turns to the both of you. I hear you are the one that found Mr. Hardy. Congratulations. You're Zero, right?
I've been waiting all night to finally talk to you, at least away from everybody right now.
All right. Let's go. And he begins walking with Zero.
Is everyone in this town actually rude to us and did not realize how much help we really are on the side? I swear the sheriff called me that. You know how insulting that one is? I have a name. I help.
Of course you did. I'm sure you helped quite a bit. Before he hands you an envelope.
Sweet, thank you.
Make sure you give that back to her.
I will. There, you can have this one.
He takes it. You see he lightly peeks inside, gives a nod, puts it in his pockets. What are you doing during this time, Maxwell?
He's watching the Nosferatu primogen. How do the burn marks look?
Like a fire.
But
Not like a simple, you know, like how you would place your hand on a stove, like third-degree burns. No, it looks like he was consumed by flame.
as Zero was talking to the primogen, Max will walk around and wait for a chance when they're not talking and say,
Yeah, it's so nice to meet another kin of my kind. I tell you what, everyone here, well, they were alright. Maxwell's alright. He has his moments. You know, that Tremere stuff don't really know much about and all, but I swear every kindred I have run into, or any kin I've run into here that does know about our kind, I swear, maybe it's something I'm just not used to exactly right. It's like a whole nother second citizen kind of thing, and it's quite annoying.
"Oh, Van Brunt here wouldn't think about being a second citizen, would you?"
God damn it, Maxwell, where y'all come from?
I learned a few tricks from you.
Oh, I'm proud of you.
I'm sorry, what was that? He turns to you.
Van Brunt, that's your name,
Maxwell?
correct?
Where would you get a notion like that?
Are you telling me it isn't your name?
I'm asking where you would get a notion. That's rather out of the blue.
It is a little bit, but Orlok is also a bit on the nose.
Of course. Don't you find it hilarious?
A little bit. But why change it from Van Brunt to Orlok?
Why do you think I'm a Van Brunt?
Are you saying you're not? Your
Has Sleepy Hollow
child
gotten
is
to
over
you?
there. Well, your son is over there. He points to Derek. You're not going to give him
Are
a
you
hug?
saying this all loud enough for everybody to hear?
Yes.
You are making rather bold assumptions.
It's
From
been a rather...
seemingly baseless argument.
It's been a rather bold night.
Maxwell, just picking on
It's a
a
simple,
random,
it's a simple question, Zero. Are you Van Brunt, yes or no?
And what if I am? What if I'm not? How would that affect your thought process?
It wouldn't. But Primogen is as
Perhaps
simple
I
as...
am.
Well then, I will happily reunite you with your son. Derek, your father, Father Derek.
Derek looks very confused. Orlok has not taken his eyes off of you.
He hasn't taken his eyes off Orlok either.
And what do you hope to gain from all of this?
Nothing, but I am curious as to why you were helping Mad Tremere.
I was not.
Oh, so you're aware of what happened.
He looks over to Zero. It's as if he thinks he doesn't know what goes on. We always know. It's not that hard.
Pray tell what
I
happened.
mean,
Pray tell, do tell me what happened.
Just like any stereotype. A bookworm stumbling upon something interesting to read. Doesn't think twice about turning the pages. One thing leads to another, and it's like the Necronomicon. All hell breaks loose.
So you were aware that Jeff had this book.
I was.
And you're aware of the book's contents?
I was. I was the one that originally summoned him. Many years ago.
And then how do you get rid of him?
Luckily for you, he gestures the prince, to Derek, and even to yourself. Luckily for you, those two will be fine.
Then my job
Because Jeffrey...
is done.
Hmm?
Then my job here is done.
Well, it is only a matter of time for you.
What do
I'm
you mean?
curious to see what the curse will do to you.
What curse?
It happened to me after I summoned the horseman the first time. Chased down that cowardly, spineless crane.
Well,
After my Katarina and I got married, and Ichabod was gone, we were married for 10 years. 10 wonderful years. But then my oldest got sick. My youngest, savagely attacked by wolves. My beautiful Katarina was also stricken with illness. You know it today as stroke. She didn't survive.
Max looks to Derek as Orlok is talking.
He looks frozen in place, almost as if his entire world is coming crashing down upon him.
he's
I
gonna
say,
lean over to Maxwell and go, "We're not even in the Elysium and we're getting all this gossip."
Max
Can't pay for something like this.
Max does not react to Zero whispering. He's like hyper focused on this entire moment of what's going
Can't pay
on.
for
like, get away! Stop it! Stop it! This is good interest. Stop
Yeah.
it!
Katarina, for whatever reason, was still. I think she found Crane endearing. She kept some of his personal effects before he disappeared. I sealed them away, buried them deep into the woods behind the church. When I came home from an important meeting a few days later, that same box was somehow on my kitchen table. I decided I would deal with it in the morning, but morning never came. A fire engulfed my home. When I came to, he gestures in his face, his body. The only thing that survived was that blasted scroll.
Maxwell will take out the scroll and the book.
My curse ended. But you drank from the one that it was starting to consume. So it could be only a matter of time. Or you might have not taken enough for it to have any real damage, but as long as that infernal ore is inside of you, I would watch out.
There is no infernalism inside me. I would never weaken myself to such.
I never thought that I would be turned away from God and taken into this.
I'm sorry, Van Brunt. At what point?
Oh, whoa. I'm gonna back up just a little.
At what point did you think you would not be turned from God? The moment you summoned a undead being to kill, or the fact when you were sired? I have no reason to summon the Hessian. You apparently did. And
I simply chose to embarrass Crane. Nothing more.
insight check.
What did you get?
2 successes.
There seems to be a little bit of a white fly. In what he's telling you.
Regardless of what you say now, that happened then. You say I am cursed. I say I'll be cursed if I follow through with whatever is on this book. But if I destroy the book and the scroll that comes with it, the curse dies, yes?
That would be true.
Then I think it's best I endeavor to destroy them both.
Go ahead. I tried destroying them once before.
How?
Maybe you'll succeed.
How did you try?
Considering that fire does nothing, and we were in that fire.
Well, how about this? What if I just take it with me? Lock it away? And it's gone.
For now, and then somebody else gets it.
That is
Who's gonna try to get in us?
There is truth in what your friend is saying. I've had to do my own research. And you would be interested to know, Maxwell? Another Tremere discovered that very scroll. Tried another ritual. The most that it did was save him from the horrific after effects.
And what was their name?
Ugh. I don't... All I know is that they were in anti-tribu that happened to be passing through.
Well, that's going to be useless to me considering most of them are dead now.
Indeed.
My prince, what would you like me to do? And he turns towards Sinclair.
What can we do? Aside from destroying the blasted thing. What he did centuries ago has... If it was not him, it would have been another.
Well, everybody is doing this. I would like paying attention to the prince. I would like to use Cloak of Shadows and zip my way out of here.
Go ahead.
Not getting hungry.
Warlock smirks in your direction and looks over to Maxwell. Oh, your friend must really love you if he's willing to abandon you like that.
I was unaware I was in danger.
There is no danger.
Then he didn't abandon me. He simply left to do what he was meant to. He is not a native to this town and has things to do. However, is there a fireplace here, my prince?
Of course.
He'll walk over to the fireplace. And he will put the scroll and the book in it. And he will back away.
Those oranges flames are soon taken over by that baneful green. And you can see that scroll. Enduring. The book is eaten away by those flames, and there's nothing left but ash. But that scroll does not budge.
I will endeavor to find a way to destroy this scroll. That is all I can do, my prince, for now.
That is all I ask.
And he will walk over, awaiting the flames to die down, and he will take the scroll from the fire pit. Or, tell a lie, he won't, because he'll use a poker to get the scroll out of the fire. Like, pick it up.
It's cold. That icy cold you felt. Like when the flames originally touched your hand.
He will nod his head to the prince, nod his head to the sheriff, walk past Derek, pat him on the shoulder, have fun, and he'll walk out of the B&B, get to his car and drive back to his haven.
As soon as he gets in the car, I go, "Whoa, right next to us here."
Max swings around and slaps Zero with his nub.
Oh, motherfucker! God damn!
What did I?
Hell, well, that's
What
a
did
good
I?
thing you can't hit word crap. That kind of felt like a woman's punch, but still.
That's sexist. And you're Texan.
I know.
He just shakes his head.
I couldn't sit in there one more second listening to that.
I'm
Family
sure.
bloodline feuds and whatnot. I mean, it's every other day Kindred story. I got it all written down right in here. You got that, Splinter? Good. Well, looks like your town's a little bit more exciting than what you thought, huh?
It's just a little bit. And I'll be busy for a little while. But at least now you can go home.
Well, I gotta keep going for a little bit longer. I really got a home, so to speak. I just pop back and forth whatever the dove tells me to do. So, I got one more job.
Then, when we get to my haven, I will wish you safe travels.
Right.
And if you ever stop by
I'm
this
gonna
way
kind of
again,
miss you. I'm gonna miss you, but I mean, you got the telephone now.
I do have the telephone. And if you stop by
And
this way again, stop it.
doors free open.
Yeah. Doors are open.
Doors are open. All right. Well, you'll know. Anytime you get that wafting smell, he goes like this with his.
I stopped smelling around you last night, Zero.
Damn. Well, you were on it.
Good attempt.
Mm.
And he starts to drive towards Alchemy and Ashes.
So you think you're gonna be pretty busy lately?
I'll be busy. I'm always busy.
Anytime you get away on the road, you let me know.
Oh, I'm sure I
Yeah,
will.
yeah, I heard good things about L.A. They got a whole thing going on down there.
No, they don't. They have a bunch of anarchs fighting another bunch of anarchs trying to suck the cock of a baron. No.
I mean, well, that's plenty of opportunity for you to get and learn more magic stuff.
The intelligence of an anarch Tremere is about the intelligence of a glowworm in the ocean. None.
I'm just trying to help y'all out. Hey, whip around one of them, come on back this way.
Maybe.
Like, maybe if I find anything Tremere-like, I'll bring it back.
I'd appreciate that. And he will drive to his haven.
And as you drive, you pass by a very lively Sleepy Hollow. Children running around on the sidewalks, playing. You see some children chasing others with jack-o'-lanterns. Badly throwing them at each other, shouting out, "Infernal Jack's got you!" Before their little squeaks and screams just echo through the air. The parents all picking them up, beginning to take them home. You see tourists with their new books, excited. This isn't just the folklore. You see some of them with their history. You see a lot of people talking about the fire, what they were going to do to help raise money for that church. You see businesses booming, specials on the windows with funny names and puns for the horsemen, for the Sleepy Hollow story in general. Before long, you soon get back to your haven, where you two say your final goodbyes to each other.
Oh, Maxwell, he's gonna pull him in for a big hug.
Yeah.
When I see you again, you're gonna have both of them little arms.
Yeah, I will. Have a safe trip.
I will. He's gonna pet him in the beard, leave a nice slime trail.
You need to find a way to dry your skin out.
Yes. Yeah. And he's gonna open the door to his lovely pig pen and shut it. Start it up. Pull on the horn really loudly. His hat. Make his way out.
And as Zero drives off, Maxwell brings his hands up like that and clicks his finger and attempts to use Fires of the Inferno.
It takes one, then one more try. You feel that spark, that green flame emerging from your fingers.
He watches it for a second. Smiles. Dissipates it and then walks into his shop.
That little doorbell rings. You hear your good friends wishing you a good evening as the door closes and as you, Zero, begin driving off. You feel those coastal winds. You drive through that charming small town. You see those quaint houses and beautiful rustic buildings. You watch those waves hit the shores. The lighthouse lighting the way for ships on the harbor. You cross the bridge, passing by that beautiful tree line. You watch the moon passing over the nights. Maybe the faint sounds of that horse tickles in the back of your mind. As your evening soon wanes into the morning, you can only wonder, has that legend died? Or does it now live on in another, through the town as it always has? And this, the end of our vampire story.
Did I become the thing I hate? Find out sometime. Thank you very much, Taylor. That was fantastic. Oh, my heart. It's going pitter patter. Oh, I fairly enjoyed playing Maxwell. He's become one of my favourite characters over these little three scenes. And Zero, you slimy motherfucker.
I've enjoyed playing Zero so much. I love the clan. Respect to anybody that plays Clan Nosferatu. The makeup, I am not gonna miss doing the makeup though. I'm gonna like not having to scrub my face for the next 3 days with getting the glue off.
And as some of you may have noticed in the last 2 episodes, we were missing a cast member. Unfortunately, real life comes first. And whilst we have enjoyed it, we have indeed also missed Anime White Black, also known as Regina. Hopefully they can come once more to one of our games and take part as they did. But I want everyone to thank Taylor once more for running a fantastic one-shot. And if you guys are looking for Sleepy Hollow, you can indeed find it on the Storyteller's Vault.
I remember. I think it was free, wasn't it?
I cannot remember. But Sleepy Hollow was written by Zachary Naldrit, and the cover art was created by our very own Rachel Lindman, also known as Super Rat Lord. So, if you guys can find it, do check it out. Run off for your players. It is a great time. And maybe one day soon, Taylor will have something else in store for us.
Someday soon.
But as always, I have been Mike Farrell Enhedgar, having the pleasure of playing Maxwell Silver. You can find me here at Nicker and Ink. You can find me anywhere under that handle. Just doing VTM shit and other stuff.
And I have been your wonderful, stinky, gross, lovely Nosferatu for the evening. Zero Sir Cuttlefish. You can find me under the link for Icar and Ink in the Discords. You can find me on TikTok everywhere as Sir Cuttlefish, and even SirCuttlefish.com. I'm hidden amongst those cuttlefish. It's an ongoing joke for me.
And I am Taylor Robertson, and it has been an honor and privilege being your storyteller. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, just about anywhere under the name Taylor Robertson.
And that is all from us for this lovely one shot. We will hopefully have more in future for you, but as always, keep it scary. And we'll see y'all later. Have a good night. Bye.